Welcome back to Midday. We're joined on set with Emma Hull. She is with Life Untethered Coaching, and you just got back from a very cool trip.
I did, yeah.
Yes.
I actually gave myself 2 months off and went to Europe and walked the Camino de Santiago.
Wow. Okay. So for people who haven't heard of Camino de Santiago, what is it?
Yeah, and I hadn't heard of it until February when a friend told me about it. So it's a pilgrimage, but lots of people walk it for all kinds of different reasons. And there's a number of different routes. There's the Camino Francés, is the one that the movie The Way goes along.
Yes.
But I did the Camino Portugués, which starts in Lisbon and goes up through Porto and then up to Santiago in Spain.
Okay, very cool. Yeah. So what made you want to do something like this? I mean, it's would take preparation, and then how did you feel after it?
Yeah, I'm one of those people that when I get an idea in my head, I tend to go with it. And so this friend suggested it, and I was like, fine, I'll do that. And then off I went. But definitely a lot of preparation, like researching, figuring out how long am I going to walk? Because you can do as long or as little of the Camino as you want. And, I met people who were walking way further than me and people who were walking less than me as well. So it's kind of, you get to choose your own adventure with it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So coming out of it, I mean, that's a lot of walking. Like, what were you thinking about that whole time?
There were certainly moments that I was thinking, what am I doing?
Like, how do you stay motivated? Well, I'm here now.
That's really interesting, because to motivate yourself to do something that you don't have to do, that you're purely choosing to do for the sake of it, and getting up each morning, and at any point I could have stopped and taken an Uber or whatever,
right.
But I didn't. I decided, no, I'm going to be a purist with this and walk the whole thing. And so, in total, I did actually take a break. I took a week off in Porto, visiting with a friend, but my actual time on the Camino was 31 days. And in that time, I walked 788 kilometers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So when you came on and you said you had statistics.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That is quite something.
Yeah. So it's like an average about 25 kilometers a day. My shortest day was just under 3 kilometers, and that was going into Porto. I'd actually stopped the night before just on the other side of the river, and then so I just had to walk across the river for that. But then my longest day, I did a 41-kilometer day.
Wow.
That honestly, if I had known it was going to be that long, I don't think I could have done it. So yeah,
wow.
That was some pretty extreme stuff.
Yes. So now that you're home and rested, would you recommend this to someone else?
Absolutely, okay. 100%.
There you go.
And as much as while I was doing it, there were those moments when it was, there were days that were incredibly hot, and I struggled with that. There were days where the path was flooded and the water was actually over my knees.
Oh.
And where it rained for like 3 days straight, and my clothes, my shoes, everything was soaked for 3 days.
Oh my gosh.
But overall, as like a sum total thing, absolutely, 100% I would recommend someone do it. But to do your version of whatever works for you.
Yes.
I'd say you could do 2 days, you could do 30 days, you could do more, but it's definitely worthwhile.
That's incredible. Well, if you're hooked on this story, don't worry. We're going to throw to a commercial break, but we'll be back after with more on Emma's trip and that motivation factor.
Yeah.
Okay, Emma's back for the second part of her segment. If you missed the first, Emma just got back recently. She did the Camino de Santiago. It's a incredible walking feat, hundreds of kilometers done. How, at the end of the day, I mean, to stay motivated and to stay motivated even after having to adjust, I mean, that's an incredible learning experience for any human being.
Yeah, it really was. And it was very interesting working with my own psychology. And, because of the work that I do as a coach, I understand how to motivate. But things like my watch tells me an incredible number of statistics, but I would not let myself be looking at it all the time and instead tell myself, no, you're going to walk to that tree over there or that bit of shade, or setting an alarm for 45 minutes and saying, just keep walking until that. Because some of the days were like 30-kilometer days in 30 degrees heat with no shade. And that was incredibly hard to keep motivated through that. And then the same on those when it got wet and it's just pouring rain for days on end, very hard to stay motivated. So you have to break it down. It can't be, okay, well, we're going to get up and walk 30 kilometers today,
Yes.
Emma. Instead, let's walk to the next cafe and then you can have a coffee and a pastel de nata, and giving myself little rewards for each of the assignments that I completed.
Right. Well, and from the sounds of it, not fixating on what you had on paper, maybe planned, but reacting to, okay, here's my reality. Here's how we're feeling.
Yeah.
Here's what I
Yeah.
can actually do. Yeah.
That's so true. And, you know, to anyone who's thinking about doing any kind of goal or adventure, be open to changing your plan. I changed my plan multiple times. And, you know, just trust that that's going to be okay. You have to deal with, you know, we were chatting in the break. I found out on day 2 that my hiking boots were just not cutting it. So
Right.
I had to struggle on until the next city, but then got rid of my hiking boots and bought a pair of runners because they were softer for the hard ground, things like that. And you can't beat yourself up for having made bad decisions. Instead, just take the information that you have, rethink, and congratulate yourself for doing what you're doing and keep moving forward.
Yeah, so there you go. And now you have another experience to help you verifiably say you can walk the walk, literally.
Yes.
You know, when you're recommending practices to your clients or trying to help people when they're navigating motivation challenges, I mean, you know firsthand.
Absolutely, yes. I definitely like to be my first client and make sure that the information that I'm sharing, it is valid. And definitely, one of my clients is going to walk the Camino Francés next year. So it's
Wow.
really fun now coaching her through that, having been there myself. But really, you know, it's that time of year that everyone's setting kind of resolutions and things. And if I can just offer, if you're thinking about doing something, give yourself a date to do it, because otherwise you'll just keep putting it off. Pick a date you're going to do it. Tell some people that you're going to do it, because that will hold you accountable.
Yes.
And then just start taking little steps towards making it happen.
There you go, manageable chunks. So
Yeah.
perfect. All right. Well, Emma's back. She is back to work now after some rest and recuperation. So get a hold of her. If you're heading into the new year and you have some goals that you want to approach, she's the lady to call. So get a hold of Emma with Life Untethered Coaching. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.